Hello, online crew. How's everybody traveling today? Hope you're doing awesome in your part of the world, wherever that is. Let me know. Where are you tuning in from today? So what we're talking about today is how do we stop convincing people to join our business and actually attract people to us through this one sort of main tip I'm going to share with you on this live today. So if you love your business, if you feel like you're building it effortlessly and you actually really enjoy being in this industry, you're probably attracting people to you in some capacity. If you feel like your business is sucking the life out of you, you really don't enjoy it, you don't even know if you want to be in the business anymore, you're probably mainly convincing people that your business is a good thing to be a part of. So we want to change that. It's not something you can change overnight, but I want to share something with you on this live that if you change your, perception and concept of how you're bringing people to know about your business, then, this might be helpful. Some of you that have been around me and my training for a while, this actually won't be new to you and you're probably already doing it. It'll just reinforce maybe something that's important. And for those of you that are newer to growing your business online and building in the online world, this is really important for you to understand, okay? So if we haven't met before, my name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. So I am here just to serve. It's just a bit of fun. It's just I am here to serve our online crew community. So if you're in a home-based business, entrepreneur, direct seller, network marketing, MLM, those kind of things, and you are looking to bring that business online and leverage social media with modern online strategies, then you're in the right place because that's what we talk about here 5 days a week. So if you're not following my page, make sure you are so you can get notifications of when I go live and share, all this free training. So how are you guys? I want to check in with you, see how you are. Let me know where you're coming in from today. We've got Patricia on today. How are you? Good to see you on live. Hello, Cherie. Lovely to see you. Hello, Faye. Good to see you on here as well. We've got Michael and Yvette. Morford Vale. Oh, you're not that far away from me at the moment. Hello, Claire. Great to see you on. Hello, Ford. Good to see you here. We've got Lynn 2 days in a row. It's so awesome to see you here, Lynn. I miss your face popping up on the live, so it's great to see you here. Good to see you. I'm liking the shirt you've got on today. Oh, thank you very much, Laurie. Normally I'm in a t-shirt of some sort. Hello, Linda. Great to see you on. We've got Cindy here as well. Good to see you. Hello, Beth. Johnny is in the house. Johnny's a fellow Australian, so it's good to see some Aussies joining in today as well. So let me get into this. How do you feel your business is going at the moment, rather than, with the difference between convincing and attracting? So I would have to say for myself that in my previous business, I didn't know any better. I was learning. I was new to the industry. But I would have to say I got a lot of people joining me in my business probably because I convinced them. I've shared this here before, but I truly believed that it was actually quite easy. I actually believed that. And any of you that have been in this industry for any length of time, it's not necessarily that hard. Like there's things that we need to do, and it's not like necessarily really complex things that we need to do, but they're not necessarily easy. Does that make sense? So it may not, you don't need a degree, or something really complicated or a really high IQ to be in the business, but you've got to have your smarts about you. But it is very hard work. And if anyone says this industry is not hard work, they're lying to you. I'm sorry. So I really did believe it was going to be quite easy, honestly believed that. And I told other people that. So I probably ended up convincing people to join me in my business. Like, no, it's not that bad. You only have to get 3 and those 3 get 3, and you know how the story goes. And so I probably convinced people that it was actually going to be quite easy. And because I was successful in business, I guess people joined me. So it worked quite well, but that's a short-term thing. It doesn't last. It doesn't build you a stable business. And eventually my business started sort of going backwards more than I was growing it. So I was just losing people faster than I was sort of joining them. So that strategy longer term, it can work short term, but longer term, it's not going to build you a viable business. So I decided to do things a different way. And I'm in the industry with you guys, building. If any of you have any interest in what I'm doing a presentation on my particular network marketing business in just under an hour. So send me a message quickly so I can give you the details for that. But I'm in the industry, building with you. So I decided after the pains and struggles, and there's always got to be a first time. I'm so grateful for any experience that I've had, good, bad, or ugly, because you just learn. You learn from your mistakes. You learn, what's necessarily not working that well and how to shift and pivot. So my training ground was in my previous company to give me the results that I have today. And I'm very grateful for, the people that I worked with, and they're still, best of buddies. I love a lot of people from my previous company. No issues there. But those experiences and those pains and that lesson, those lessons learned have served me well now. And that's when I went online and learned different things. And now I attract people to me through what I do. So I want to give you a scenario, and I want you to relate this to yourself in what you're doing on social media. So just take me for example. So I show up here. I've got a business page here, and I show up live and I give you value. I actually do a lot more than most people. Like I come on here 5 days a week and give you free training. And I like to put some thought into my training that's going to be helpful to you. And hopefully you find my training here helpful to you, because I don't just put it together 5 minutes before I go live and just talk. There's usually some thought behind, this might be helpful, to my followers. So I spend a lot of time, researching things to bring, to you guys. From there, a lot of you will know, and a lot of the cool kids will be hanging out here in the comments now and on the replay. I have a coaching community where we go deep and I go practical, and we talk a lot about engagement and growing audiences and influence and attraction marketing and all the things. So there's a journey that I can take people on if they're really serious about building their business online, because that's kind of what it takes. So from my community here, you can get free training here. But if you want to go further and deeper and get some real results in your business and mentoring from me, that I do have my coaching community. Details are above, by the way, if you want to join the cool kids. I did a great training yesterday, which is sitting in the group, regarding, how to build an effective daily method of operation, being consistent and all those kind of things, and how to create a month's worth of content really quite quickly and easily. So that kind of thing. So I've actually given them, and I gave them a document. It's all written out for them. They can pick and choose what they like. I gave them an example of how to set out a whole month. So I give them that practical stuff. So most people would know when they watch me and follow me, there's a journey. So there's somewhere that I can lead people if they want more. Okay. Now I want to ask you, in your business, what's your end goal? So I've got more than one end goal. I've also got my network marketing business as an end goal, but I just gave you my example of my coaching community, okay? So what's your end goal? I'm presuming it's your business and you've got something to offer, and that might be product-based or business-based. So what is it that you want to lead people to? So now I ask you, whatever you're doing on social media, how are you leading them there? What content are you putting out there on social media to lead people where you want them to go? So let me give you another example. Let's say I want to be product focused. I'm in a health and wellness company, but I concentrate more on the business side than the actual product side. But let's say I wanted to concentrate on the product side, and I could even do this on my personal profile or through a group. I don't need a business page necessarily, although I do recommend it, but that's a conversation for a different day. But let's say I really want to be known for, helping people with weight loss, or, sleep or energy or something. So what's my end goal? I want to sell more of my weight loss products. So what are you doing on social media to get people to the end goal? Do they even know that you have an interest in weight loss or weight loss products or whatever? Do you get my point? My tip here The big tip here is, what value are you providing on social media to lead somebody where you want them to go? Do you have anything that you're putting out there on your social media that helps people lead people and they know what is the end goal without actually saying what the end goal is? So again, I'll take you back to my situation with my coaching community. You guys know, if you turn up live with me, that there is another option. There is somewhere else to go with me if you want to learn more with me, if you want to go deeper in your businesses. There's actually another solution, and I spend 5 days a week here giving away free stuff to help lead people into helping them at a deeper level. And that's where I'm leading people, and I mention it pretty much every single live. What are you doing in your business to get people where you want to go? What is giving you enough credibility? What is giving you enough influence? What's growing your authority to lead people where you want them to go? This is value-based marketing. This is a funnel of marketing that you should be thinking about with what you're doing on social media. If you say nothing and then suddenly you're trying to mention your business to somebody, you'll end up convincing them, because there is nothing that you've put out. There's nothing to let somebody know what you do know or don't know about that business. So are you getting the big tip? The big tip is, what content can you put out there to lead somebody where they want to go? So it's a no-brainer. It's the next step. If somebody wants to take a next step to you, it gives you credibility in that next step. It gives you authority in that next step. Like, it's not a surprise where then you have to turn around and go, oh no, this is awesome, I've got this business and blah, 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 blah. Like, you want to do it with curiosity and intrigue, but you need to lead people to the next step. If you can do that, it actually turns everything around. I can tell you now, building on through social media rather than what I was doing the traditional way before, it's so much more fun. It's so much more fun. I enjoy being in this industry. I enjoy being and working with the amazing people in my team globally. Like, it's fun again. But I don't have to convince people. And if people need convincing, I've done that before. It causes you just endless amounts of grief. Because if you're telling somebody, this is awesome, this is this and this is that and all the rest of it, and you're being, you want to be excited about your business, but if they don't come to their own conclusion of what you've got is what they want and you've convinced them to join, guess what happens when they do join? Who's recruited somebody like that? Share with me what your thoughts are around that, on how that person works out in your team. Because I can tell you, I've had a lot of those. And as soon as something goes wrong, I knew this wouldn't work. Because you've convinced somebody, they haven't actually come to their own conclusion that, yep, I want to give this a go. So this is also about pre-qualifying the right people into your business, that they actually make their own decision. But you can help them make their own decision by the value that you provide out on social media. Does that make sense? So if it's a surprise to somebody, you're probably ending up convincing. When you are 100% convincing people about your business, it's going to suck every bit of energy that you've got. So this is what we call attraction marketing. This is, a way for you guys to think a little bit more savvy about, how do I attract more people to me about what I'm doing? So if I lead them to a next step, it's not a surprise. So think a little bit deeper for yourself. Think more about the marketing side of it rather than the networking side of it. You've got to do both. So, the word's network marketing. We do networking. We do lots of it, but not at the expense of not doing any marketing. So look at the marketing piece. What content am I putting out in their social media? What am I sharing with people? How can I build up my influence a bit more in this particular area, whatever the area is that you want to lead people to? Am I making sense to you guys? Because if it's a surprise to people that you're even in an online business or the products that you are attached to, you're more than likely going to end up convincing people about what you do. And that's going to be a really hard gig, guys, long term. You'll probably give up, I reckon, because nobody wants to do that on an ongoing basis. When you continue to talk about something that leads people to where you want to end them up, whether it's product-based or business-based, it's not a surprise, and you don't have to convince, because people already know what you do. People already have got an awareness about what it is that your passion is about. So you don't have to convince people because there's already an element of, yeah, I kind of know that you do this business. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? So this is the difference between, convincing and attracting, and not having to do all the talking once you have that conversation. There's already an element of, yeah, I kind of know what you do. I've seen some stuff that you've put out on social media. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Or, yeah, I've been following you for 6 months now and I've seen a number of things, tell me more about that. So you're not convincing. You want more people to ask. You want more people to be attracted to what it is that you do. But if you do that all behind the scenes, you're going to end up doing a lot of convincing rather than attracting. So if you want to move more to attracting more people to you, talk more about, in a respectful way, not offending against Facebook, not pushing your products or services or business opportunity out on anybody on social media. If you want to gain the respect of people and attract them to you, talk more about what you do. Share the exciting things about what you do and share really valuable information that is going to attract people to you, that leads them to the next step. Okay, you with me? This is really important because I guarantee if you're convincing people that your business is the best thing and they don't know anything about you or your business, that's when you do end up convincing. And it's a really hard gig. And that's where most of a lot of people will, leave the industry because of that. Okay. All of a sudden it makes you attractive and magnetic. That's what you all want to strive for. You want to strive for that attraction and, having more, that magnetic, attraction to you. But you can't expect that if you never say anything about what it is that you do, or your interest, or a gratitude post, or celebrating people that you work with. Somebody's done something amazing in your business, and I just want to give a shout out to my amazing team member. You don't have to put a rank up. You don't put dollars out there, those kind of things. But just sharing, the wins and taking people on a journey with you on a particular topic that you want to lead people to. Okay, they don't just get there. And you don't want to convince people to get there, because they're the first people to cause you massive problems in your business. If you convince somebody, it's awesome, we've got the best this and the best that and the best ingredients, and our ingredients are sourced from this country around the world, you can't get it anywhere else, and they do something that nobody else can do, and all of that kind of stuff, nobody really cares. You don't want to convince people of that kind of stuff. Exactly, Cherie. Attraction marketing. Good morning, Heather. How are you? They do nothing and don't last. Exactly. That's when we're convincing people. And they expect you to work. Expectations is a huge one. And you don't want somebody thinking that you're going to do all the work for them, which does happen in this industry as well. They have to want it for themselves. Absolutely, Ellen, great point. Work for them. They are the first to leave. Absolutely. What are some of the content that I put out there if I am marketing, a weight loss products? So really good question, Jamelia. So if that's your end result, you want to sell more weight loss products, then you need to put out weight loss tips out on your, I don't know whether you've got a business page or you're just doing it on your personal profile. Become valuable. And, something like weight loss, seriously, you could get all sorts of information from Google. You could go to Google and go weight loss tips, and a plethora of information will come up. There would be other gurus that you would be able to follow. Invest, learn, teach. Invest your time or money, one or the other, in learning something, and then turn around and teach it. Okay, so just become valuable in providing some information and share your journey. So we don't dictate to our audience, we share. That's the best way you'll get respect. If you dictate to your audience, then people might be a little bit skeptical of you, especially if they don't know you as being an expert in the weight loss field. So you share your journey. So content, an example of content would be something like, I'm sharing my journey publicly to make sure I stick to it, because I know that's part of the success is when you make yourself accountable, publicly. And I just want to keep sharing what I'm learning with this journey. So I learned the other day that if you do this first thing in the morning, or if I reduce my plate size, it can actually cut down the amount that I'm eating. Like, I'm just pulling stuff out of a hat, but, just useful tips that you can get that information available to you publicly, but you just share it without any expectation. But what happens when you start talking about a particular topic over and over and over again, people naturally get to know that's an area of interest for you. And if you consistently do it over time, over a long period of time, people start to, you start to build up your influence to other people. It's like, yeah, she's got some great tips, or that's a really good tip. If you give out one little tip and somebody finds that useful and they actually adopt it in their life and it actually helps them, they're coming back for more. So that's what I mean about valuable information that leads to your end goal. So instead of not telling anybody, what you're doing and just convincing people along the way, whenever you come across them, that what you've got is the best thing, you educate people and give people valuable information along the way. That's the kind of content you want to be putting out. This is the kind of the attraction marketing way, not the convincing way. So when you do end up talking about a product that's helped you, it's not left of field. There's some respect there for whatever it is that you're using. There might be some more curiosity because that's the general next step. Okay, so what is it that you're using to help you achieve this? So sharing valuable information on the topic of where you want people to purchase at the end of the day. So think about that for yourself. What business are you in? What do you want to sell more of? Now, some of you, it might be the actual business opportunity. You want to build more of a team than you do sell products. Then continue to talk about the benefits of, building an online business, securing, being responsible for your own income sources because of what's happening around the world. Like, you need to share that kind of story without, being too overbearing or, people getting sick of it, listening to it. You got to do it in a respectful way, but you want to continue to show up and give value on a particular topic of what you want to buy at the end of the day. And you will end up, being seen as somebody with some expertise or some knowledge in a particular area, rather than just cold and convincing them that this is the best thing when they don't know you as being an expert in weight loss. They never knew that was an area of interest of yours. Does that make sense? Okay, so good question. Are you talking about branding, Deborah? Yes and no. So it depends where you're building. So if you're on a business page, you would build a brand. What do you stand for? What does your business page, stand for? What's your message? Who do you want to help? What problems are you solving? That's all the branding piece. But on a personal profile, you're not necessarily building up a formal brand, but you're creating influence for yourself on a particular topic, which could create a brand later. If you're really early stages of your journey. Eventually, yes, building a brand on a business page. Some of you might be there already, and that's how you gain influence. But if you're just starting out and your personal profile and you don't have a brand, you don't know anything about branding, this is what's going to make a difference with people getting interested in what you've got, is just start talking about and give value about the particular topic that's going to lead you to where you want to go. Very, very good question, Laurie. Not much. I'll get to that in a minute when I get off this live. Done a lot of convincing, and they didn't want what I was trying to convince them into. Yeah, so it just doesn't work. And that's what I did in my previous business, and people don't stay. Now I've got an amazing team that I work with, and they want to stay. They want it to work. I trust them. They trust me. All of that. But they know what I do, and all that kind of stuff. Got it. Okay. I have a personal page. If that's all you have and you don't have a business page, then you need to start talking on your personal page about what is the thing. Remember, you can't offend Facebook policies. You can't push your business openly with the name, the products, prices, stuff like that. Lots of people do it. I know. I hear you. And lots of people get away with it, but it's not a long-term strategy. You just look like a salesperson for a product that is not even a business that you own, and everybody knows it because they go to Google and look at it, and they know you haven't created it, and then they probably work out it's network marketing, and it's just so short-lived when that's your strategy. Okay. Try not to convince no one to join because it will cause burnout. Correct. Share, give related tips and hints. Love it. Good. You are amazing. Thank you, Deborah. Thanks for sharing, Claire. Yes, it does. Thank you. Okay. One last comment here. Definitely have people on my team that I have convinced in the beginning, and it shows. Yeah. Like, you want somebody to be excited about what it is that you do, and how they'll get really excited is seeing your journey, what you've done, and the value that you provide. So it's just, I don't wish for you to convince people, because you'll burn out. You'll end up with people that won't do anything in your team. And I'd rather not have a team member than somebody join and then they don't do anything from day one. Because you spend a lot of energy trying to help them, and at the end of the day, they're just not going to do anything. And they might even tell you that they'll do something, but that they don't. You don't want to join people up and then they do nothing. You're better off not joining those people up and just having them as a customer if it's a product-based thing. So my message to you today is trying to shift from convincing to attracting. And you have a lot of power on social media. Social media is a gift to us, a massive gift. People couldn't do this many moons ago. They all had to do it the traditional way. You have the opportunity to attract people to you through social media, but that comes down to what you do. That comes down to how you show up. That comes down to the content that you put out there and how consistently you do that. You want to speed things up in your business and social media, provide great value regarding the thing that you want to lead people to, okay? Do it consistently. Do live video, because that's the fastest way to let people, get to know, like, and trust you, and for you to attract people to you without convincing them, because they're getting to know you already and they already trust you. So they're coming to their own conclusion that they want to work with you. So that's the important thing. Because when you're convincing people over and over again, then that's going to cause burnout, disappointment, and you probably end up quitting because your business is sucking the life out of you. So there are other ways, guys. You just got to be patient, because you can't, be known as somebody that's valuable on a particular topic overnight. You got to be in it for the long term. Who's in it for the long term? If you're in it for the long term, you can change your strategy today and you can start providing that information, but you've got to be consistent. And if you can build a business page and build a brand, fantastic. I'd always advocate for that. If you're running a group and, you're getting potential prospects in there, great. Whatever you feel you need to do, but always lead with value. Okay? Turn convincing into attraction. All right. I'm going to leave it there, guys. And, what was I going to say? Completely gone out of my head. Sometimes that happens. It's all good. So I will see you guys same time tomorrow for my last live of the week. So I'll catch you then, guys. Have a great rest of the day, whatever part of the day it is for you. Bye.